Hey everybody, it's Matt again here at LolKing.com doing another interview for the first day of World Championship groups. I'm here with Zachary Hoschar, otherwise known as MandatoryCloud, mid lane player of Vulcan. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. How about you?
Right? Yeah, I'm doing all fine. We're just getting you after your second game of the day, going 1-1 so far. A win against Fnatic, first place of the EU LCS, and then you guys just dropped a game against MVP Ozone. How are you feeling?
It was a close one. It was actually kind of funny. Our coach was making jokes before the game. He's like, "I don't care what we do against Ozone. We just beat Fnatic." We're like, "Come on, we got to try hard against them." And we did pretty well.
Yeah.
But couldn't pull out the win. So.
How does it kind of feel like you guys did have a very sizable advantage, at the beginning? How does it feel like as a player? We see a lot of talk about kind of making myths out of the Koreans and the Asian teams and that kind of stuff. So when you secure first blood against Dade, who's easily regarded as one of the best mid laners in the world, how does that feel for you anyway?
You can go for the saying "even gods can bleed."
Yeah.
I don't know. It was a pretty good feeling.
Yeah.
Although I think that pick was almost a disrespect pick. I don't know. Like Rise got nerfed, and he already kind of had trouble against Ahri. He just had to wait a long time to outscale Ahri, and now Ahri just kind of beats him. So I don't know. I was kind of surprised by the pick.
Yeah. That was something that they were actually mentioning during the Champions Select pick of how it was a little bit of a weirdness anyway. But I'd like to think you at least showed him that disrespect picks can kind of be taking a little bit of advantage.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah. So now that you've got beat the EU LCS first place, you've got the a good game. That wasn't by any means a stomp. That was even game up to a certain point kind of thing. So do you now have an idea of like where you stand in your group for the rest of the World Championships?
After these two games, we know that we have a very good chance of getting out of group stages.
Yeah.
Before we were like, yeah, we just have to make sure we beat the EU and then Mineski, and we're good to go. But now, like, we're pretty confident in it.
Yeah. How do you kind of feel? Have you been watching like the other games and getting a sense of like how the other teams are performing?
I don't think I saw any of the other games. No, Fnatic is playing right now,
Yeah.
so I can't watch that. And then Ozone didn't play before, so I don't know.
What about Gambit?
They only played Mineski, I believe, and Mineski looked fairly weak.
Okay.
So that's all I can really say on that.
I guess it's one of those things where like you have to see them playing at their strongest. Like I'm really, really excited for later today where we're going to see Ozone versus Gambit. I think that if you guys like needed to study any tape almost of like your two strongest, opponents in the group, it would be like that game. Do you kind of have anything you're kind of looking for in that match to like a little bit of tells?
Mainly, we'd probably just be looking for priorities. Like when we were playing against Ozone, we kind of took a gamble and didn't ban Shen, and we found out that the priority is Thresh over Shen, things like that.
Yeah.
So that's about it. Maybe level ones. Look at level ones too, see if we can counter that. That's mainly priorities and level ones.
That's something I haven't actually thought about a lot before is like the priorities, because like we know Mata really enjoys champions like Fiddlesticks and I'm thinking about Mondu, the Thresh primarily anyway. So now that it's very high on that priority list, and like that's just something I guess never really crossed my mind. Like for you anyway, we know that you play like a very damage heavy mid lanes, like your Orianna before in the Fnatic game. Ahri, they're very kind of differently styled champions though. Ahri's very dive heavy. Orianna's kind of like farming, doing some decent auto attack damage. How do you kind of shift gears between the styles of mid champions?
It's really not that big a deal in laning phase. It's mainly later on in the fights. You try I used to have a problem with Orianna where I would have all this damage, like Athene's Death Cap, Void Staff, and then I would try to jump in and just try to get this really good ult, and I'd get hooked or charmed and just instantly die because I'm just a shorter range champion, and it's mainly just shifting gears in the team fights, making sure you're in the back line, not trying to dive in the front line, something like that.
Is it something that you just is it something that is based on your mood, like how you kind of build that team?
Not really. It has to do with the priorities. When we got Shen, we're like, oh, let's just take Ahri with this because it fits the Shen playstyle.
Dive deep.
I can't remember what I played Orianna against. Oh, we looked at the bans in the Fnatic game, and it left him with very few champions. So we just took the stronger of the 2 or 3. It's not the mood. It's mainly countering what they take, or just going with a set plan.
We're seeing like a very kind of consistent theme with a lot of the teams that we're talking to, and like a lot of the teams that have been interviewed, I guess, before Worlds, is that it's all about, scouting and making sure you have a plan and that kind of stuff. What are you looking forward to kind of, I guess, improve or like change in, the rest of the group stages anyway for what you guys are doing?
We still need to work on not throwing. Because we had a very substantial gold lead in that game, and then I just got hooked. And they got mid turret, they got bot turret, and then we had a dragon fight, and they killed us and got dragon. And they just came back from that, from just that hook. So, I don't know. We got to work on keeping up the lead, not messing up, playing like we're ahead.
It seems like one of the things that, especially now that we're on this world stage, is that one mistake, that's it.
Yeah, it was actually pretty impressive how quickly they snowballed that game off of that catch.
Yeah, because it happened, it was like you got hooked, and then I think Smithy got caught out, and then it was just kind of like a series of those kind of problems anyway. But at least like we're here for another week. We've still got a plenty amount of time, double round robin. Do you guys have any kind of goals, at least? Say the next time you play Samsung Galaxy, is there something you're going to be like, okay, we have to take this next game?
If I first play Dahlia, I'm going to try to keep him down this time. Because he got back in that game, and he really should not have. And I think that's on me and Xmithy.
Cool. Thank you again for taking the time to talk to us. Really appreciated it. We wish Vulcan, luck in the rest of the group stages. Hopefully we'll see you in quarter semis, maybe in the finals, that kind of thing. Do you have any shows you wanted to do, Twitter sponsors?
You can follow me at Vulcan_MandCloud. And shout out to our sponsors, Tech Bargains, PWRclothing.com, I Buy Power, Razor, and Nas.
It always impresses me when you can rifle off all of the sponsor names. For us, if you wanted to follow us on Twitter, you can do so at LolKing.net. You can also subscribe to us on YouTube for more of our Worlds coverage. If you want to follow me, you can at Matt Demers. Thank you so much for watching this interview. We'll be doing so much more of them over the course of Worlds. So thanks for tuning in.